Alrighty, folks, welcome. I am Twister Tom here at Ozarks First, and we're taking a look at some rain and storms coming through this morning. I want to start off by saying the severe weather threat for us in Springfield is over. We are done, right? So we're just going to take a look at some radar and float around a little bit, and I'll be here this morning to just kind of answer any questions you all may have. We are still looking at some thunderstorms going through northern Arkansas. And they're a little strong. They're not severe, but some stronger thunderstorms down south of the state line. Looking at Berryville to Huntsville, Harrison to Jasper, all right? So down into northwest Arkansas, watching for some stronger storms. Now, the Missouri side of the line, not much left, right? Let's take a look. Let's dive into some radar data, and we can see. Let's make sure I'm up and screaming first before I move on. Looks like we're good. Yeah, I got some people on here. I think everything is going to be sent out soon. Okay, should be good. So jumping in, looking at radar. Like we talked about, mostly south of Highway 60, seeing the most intense of the thunderstorms this morning. It's not a lot, really. It's just more heavy rain, which some of us are kind of ready to be done with the rain. We've seen more than our fair share, for sure, with storms from Wednesday night and then again last night into this morning. So all said and done, there are some spots in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas that could pick up over half a foot of rain. Talking 6 inches, possibly. All right, so looking at some thunderstorms beginning in southern Missouri, kind of right near the Highway 160 corridor from Alton to West Plains, Gainesville, Theodosia, over towards Forsyth and Branson. You're going to find a risk of maybe some stronger storms, heavy rain, thunder and lightning. If we turn on our lightning mode, you can see, a couple flashes out there for sure, especially west of West Plains in western Howell County. That's a mouthful. Okay, but heavier rain, some non-severe thunderstorms, a little bit of wind, maybe some hail, but nothing too crazy right now. Okay, with those storms there in Ozark County into Howell County. What I'm talking about is right here. There we go. Got my pointer right there. That little line there. Not much, just some wind, typical thunderstorm. It'll get loud, yes, with some thunder and lightning for sure. But the severe threat, it's not there. Not right now. So we're in the clear as far as that goes for the time being. And the risk overall from here on out for the rest of the morning, pretty low, not really looking at much. Looking at Arkansas now, we'll jump down to you in northwest Arkansas. We've had some stronger thunderstorms go through the Fayetteville area. The Fayetteville airport reported a wind gust of 43 miles per hour. So not really strong. It's not severe, but it's a thunderstorm for us. And that line, the broken line of storms is now going to Huntsville and Madison County, Berryville, Carroll County, down to Jasper in Newton County, and then Harrison in Boone County for northwestern and north central Arkansas. So this little cluster here is going to be, again, a little strong, but there's nothing severe right now. What I'm talking about is right there. The line there, it's going through Pettigrew, going into kind of southern Carroll County. Stronger storm cell there, nothing crazy, nothing severe. But that's where we're watching, that line right there. All right, now as we look farther to the east, we'll find near Harrison to Yellville, over to Cotter, all right, and Mountain Home. You're going to find this storm there move up out of northern Newton County and northern Searcy County and move northward into Yellville and then Mountain Home over towards Baxter County. Find that cell there, move your way. Mountain View, all right, Arkansas. You're going to find that storm there to the north, move up towards Melbourne. All right, so we're looking at Izard and Stone counties down in north central Arkansas. A little thunderstorm there. A lot of lightning, too, if you're north of Mountain View. But like I said at the beginning of this, there's nothing really crazy going on. Just wanted to give a Saturday morning roundup for what's going on and answer any questions if anybody had any. In short, I think the risk of severe weather is closing out. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're certainly seeing the clear. Okay, we're starting to see things clear out for us. Okay, good morning. Yes, Lorenz, thank you. Good morning to you as well. Things pretty quiet for the time being. All right. Let's see. I've been trying to figure out this chat option on here. I don't know if it's set up. Oh, it is set up. All right. Might be able to do something here then. Maybe so. I'll take a look at that in a minute. I got to figure this out. All right. Well, anyway, we're looking at thunderstorms now. Nothing severe for this morning. Oops. There are some thunderstorms, though, across northern Arkansas that we were leaning forward a little bit when they were across northwest Arkansas and northeast Oklahoma. But now they've kind of weakened. You can see they're not very organized. They're kind of, broken. They got kind of that toothy look on the edge. We got this jutting out every once in a while. That signifies strong thunderstorms, but usually not severe, as they're all kind of fighting for energy. It's not really an organized structure. It's kind of disorganized, right? If you look at that thunderstorm line, get my pointer back on. If you look at this thunderstorm line here from Branson, okay, down to the west of Harrison, west of Jasper, Pettigrew, yeah. Thunderstorms, yes. Severe weather, no. Severe weather likely? No, probably not. Doesn't look like much at this point. Yeah, we have a comment from Olivia in Alton saying it's very loud right now. I believe it. Let's see. Alton is, there it is, right there. In Organ County. There's Alton. Some rain and thunderstorms. Well, for sure. Nothing severe, though. About to get pretty noisy in West Plains, too. That looks like a stronger cell. That may have intensified briefly for now. Not severe, not expected to be severe. If it does, it'd probably just be for some wind and some small hail. But right now, that is not the case. All right, let's clear that out of there, and let's zoom on in back into Howell County. All right, so from Gainesville to West Plains, Bakersfield, all right, South Fork up to Willow Springs, Pomona, White Church, and Salem Springs. In Howell County, you got another loud thunderstorm coming your way. All right, going to get noisy here pretty soon. Going to be another round of heavy rain. So prepare for that. And this time it's coming in the morning. It's been a night full of thunderstorms, full of lightning and loud booms and crashes and some wind. But yeah, just more to go, right? You're not done yet. Looking at Alton, Missouri in Organ County, down to Thayer, some thunderstorms down there. And Koshkonong, Brandsville, Rover, Thomasville, and eventually over to Wilderness, Missouri, Myrtle, and then off towards Donovan. Okay, but right now Alton is rather noisy. That's what the report came in as. Mountain Home. All right, going back down to Arkansas. Mountain Home is going to see a thunderstorm. All right. Nothing crazy. None of this is severe. This is not severe weather right now. There's some instability there, but it's just not enough to push these storms over that threshold, okay, if that makes any sense. So Yellville right now, yeah, some thunderstorms. Sure, you'll take some thunder and lightning. Heavy rain. We'll take a look at rainfall totals, too. I'd like to through this video. But from Yellville, all up and down Highway 62, okay, from Yellville to Cotter on the White River, I believe, and then up towards Mountain Home, you're going to find some rain and thunderstorms, and that's going to move right on in. I'm going to put this thing into motion. You can see that direction taking shape. Yeah, right through, again, from Western Grove to Yellville to Cotter to Mountain Home, coming right up Highway 62 and 412. And just some thunderstorms. A lot of lightning with this. Lightning is starting to pick up a little bit in intensity, which that can sometimes mean that the storm is getting a little stronger, but it's not severe, and so I'm not worried about anything with that. All right, just keep an eye on things for the time being. Taking a look at the weather offices to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, yeah. For you folks in Arkansas, it's been kind of a wild day in the southwest part of the state. There's been several tornadoes. I say several. There's been a handful down in southwestern Arkansas, down by Texarkana. And so way down there, more than a day's drive, or half a day's drive at least, from northern Arkansas. So down here, yeah, they got big tornadoes still going on. This is Texarkana. There's some kind of spring down here, isn't there? Camden, Cale, Carthage, Arkadelphia, south of there. Okay, this is down in southwestern Arkansas. Some confirmed tornadoes with that storm cell there. So it's been busy in the southwestern part of Arkansas. All right. Is that Pine Bluff? Oh, Magnolia, Eldora. Okay, never mind. I'm off. The southwestern Arkansas from. Oh, there's Pine Bluff. All right. Yeah, tornado warnings on the southern part of the state. Up north, nothing going on. Heavy rain, yeah, that continues. That's something we're watching out for. Flooding being a concern. A flood warning now issued south of I-40. All right. From Spadra, Boonville, Waldron, parts of Arkansas, seeing heavy, heavy rain. And that's a training rain situation. All right, notice this. I want to point this out real quick here as well. Let's go back to that Fort Smith radar. Here we go. See what's happening here? Here's the line. This is the cold front, okay? This line there, that is the cold front. Actually, those storms are now advancing ahead of the cold front. But that is going to mark the end. That right there is the final wave of thunderstorms. Now, it's still raining. All right, still raining back here behind that wave, moving out of Fayetteville into Harrison, into Jasper. Still rain back there, but the thunderstorm portion of the storm, that comes to an end right there. And it's not severe. You can kind of make out this green line ahead of it. Yeah, that's the outflow boundary. So the severe weather risk is very low. I don't think we're going to find any severe weather for the next half hour to an hour. But as that storm tracks farther eastward into Melbourne, into Mountain View, Melbourne, Salem, Arkansas, Mountain Home, southern Baxter County into Marshall, and maybe down to Clinton, Arkansas, that you might find some stronger storms develop. But the problem is you've got rain and storms there now, so those are using up the fuel, if you will. So these storms here, I don't think they'll become severe. If they do, it'd be for wind, 50 to 60 miles an hour, low end. It's a pretty disorganized storm front, though, so it's not like a straight up and down line, which is where you can find those spin-up tornadoes. So we're not looking at that as an option anymore at this point. So that's good news. That risk is near zero. All right, so if we zoom back over here to parts of southern Missouri, West Plains, got some loud, noisy thunderstorms knocking on your door. All right. But anything more than that is not likely. Okay, what other comments do we have here? Let's take a look. Very loud in Alton. Okay, Mountain Home. We went through that. West Plains, non-severe the rest of the morning. In West Plains, I'd say that's probably pretty likely. You're going to be turning into a flood risk. I know, I want to say it's the business route. Is it Business Highway 60 that floods often? I want to say it is. There's like a Ford dealer in that would be the that'd be the west side of West Plains. There's that road that floods whenever you get a lot of rain down there, and I think it's Business Route 60 through West Plains. But that's a flood prone area. There's a Ford dealer in West Plains. If you know where the Ford dealer is, that's what I'm talking about. There could be some flooding there. That intersection often will go underwater. You can see what's coming, right? So if you live in West Plains, I know there's several spots in West Plains that can see some pretty intense flooding. Some mobile home parks that sit down low. Those that are prone to flooding in the area. See this. So you got some rain and storms now. If you've already had some, which are moving towards Van Buren now, rain and storms now. They have all this. Okay, from West Plains to Branson, you got rain and thunderstorms, and that's going to continue to just produce rounds of heavy rain. And so I think flooding will become a concern across parts of Taney County with that final wave there, across Ozark County, southern Douglas County, and parts of Howe County. And that may extend into Oregon County, too, as you've got all this rain and storms to go through as well. While it may not be severe, okay, may not be looking at a severe weather risk that much anymore this morning, we're going to turn our attention to a flood risk, okay? There's some pretty significant rainfall rates happening now. And let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at some of the rainfall we've seen already, and might take a look at what we can expect rainfall to come. All right, let's get that out of there. There you So we have the yellows. This is 24 hours. We have the yellows. That's 2 inches. All right. So you can see parts of Ozark County around Gainesville to Theodosia already have estimated 2 inches of rainfall. That's with more rain to come. So at the end of this, by 7 a.m., 8 a.m., Gainesville, Branson, West Plains, even Alton, anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 inches of rain is going to be a possibility. So I think the flood risk is going to be a real concern. That is also true if you shift your view down towards northern Arkansas from parts of Madison County, so Huntsville, Pettigrew, Jasper, northern Newton County to Harrison and central Boone County, and then Berryville, parts of southern and southeastern Carroll County. You're going to find heavier rain there as well. And it's still raining, still actively storming, right? So flooding is going to be more of the hazard as we continue to go through the rest of this morning. The severe storm risk is fairly low, I think pretty limited at this point. Nothing really firing up in that department as things stand now. I think we're going to transition into more of a flooding problem, especially in these areas near and south of Highway 60. So Springfield to Van Buren, okay, right near the banner at the top of the screen, and southward, you're going to find a flood risk as we go through the rest of the morning. All right, so Lori, welcome, yes, from Mountain Home. Just tuning in, getting ready to leave St. Louis, okay. Okay, you're driving to Eureka Springs. So from St. Louis to Northwest Arkansas. Man, that's a long ways. Am I in for storms the whole way? Storms? No. Rain? Yeah. Heavy rain? No. Probably not. Oh, here we go. Where are these coming in from? Ooh. I tell you what. Is this going to work? Let's see if I can get this. No, maybe not. I'm still working on the chat thing. I'm seeing the comments on the side. I got it to work. Now I just have to figure out how to put them on the screen. I'm working on that. Okay, but anyway, if you're doing any driving this morning, you'll be on I-44, it sounds like. This is Christy asking a question in the chat on Facebook. St. Louis to Eureka Springs. Rain, thunderstorms? No, probably not. Let's take a look back at the radar again, and we'll kind of shoot you straight here if we can on what we're looking at from here on out. A lot of the storms now are going to be south. Okay, so Eureka Springs up here, okay, northwest Arkansas, Beaver Lake kind of up there. It's a nice area. It is. Eureka Springs, Beaver Lake is it's nice. I know a lot of fishing, trout fishing, a big deal across that part of the state. But right there's Eureka Springs. So the thunderstorm part is over with, and it's pretty much over with anywhere between there and St. Louis, all right? So if we were to draw, let's try it. We're going to draw a line for your trip, so to speak. Let's just put it on there. We'll draw a line. So you're going from St. Louis to, if you follow a route like that, I mean, you're in the clear. You might find some light rain showers occasionally, but thunderstorm's not a big deal. Even the rain you're going to drive through will not be heavy. And you're going to be getting to Eureka Springs at this point in the afternoon if you're leaving now. I would imagine that's probably, what, a 5-hour drive? Probably it's got to be. St. Louis to Eureka Springs, man. Probably close to 5. If you're pushing it. Maybe 4.5, I guess. 4 to 5. But yeah, you can see the rain is ending, so a little bit of light rain early on, but as the afternoon goes along, there's no more rain. Okay, so, and hey, good weekend too. My gosh, a little cloudy and cool for your Saturday, but Sunday looks great. That's tomorrow, 70s, sunny, a light wind. It'll be nice. It'll be really nice. A nice spring day. Monday is warm and sunny again, and a little too warm, close to 80. And then we have more rain and thunderstorms on Tuesday. So a little bit of check of the forecast. Sunday and Monday are the days to enjoy. Today is going to be cloudy, damp, cool, all this rain. Everything's going to be real soggy. But hey, Sunday and Monday, if there's any trails with waterfalls or creeks on them, they'll be full. Waterfalls will be flowing. It'll be that kind of setup for Sunday and Monday as everything kind of, washes out. But today's kind of a rainy start with not a bad finish. Looks like there is a tornado warning. This is over in Illinois now. Whoops, don't want to do that. Here, all right. Clear that. Go away. All right. There we go. Over here is where I'm looking at. All right. What color box is that? Is that a red box? Yeah. So there's a couple tornado warnings near Chester and Steelville. This is Illinois. All right. So there's the Mississippi River. All right. Missouri on the left, Illinois on the right, Perryville to Chester, seeing a tornado warning right now. That's south of St. Louis. Okay, so if you're in the Ozarks watching, it's not us. That's out there. All right, looking back down southern Arkansas real quick. They still have tornado warnings ongoing in the southern part of the state, down near Ralston, going into Red Hill. All right, so this would be east of Hope, Arkansas, west of Camden. This is well south of like Arkadelphia and well south of Little Rock. So it's way down there. This is the same storm that came through Texarkana area. You folks, if you know anybody in Texarkana, check in on them this morning because they did have some severe weather, thunderstorms, and a few even tornadoes across northeast Texas and southwestern Arkansas. When you're throwing out directions, I get confused. I get tongue-tied sometimes. Throwing out east, west, north, south, left, right, up, down, whatever it is. All right, so looking back here at home, some thunderstorms, nothing severe, though, for the time being. Just looking at heavy rain and a little bit of a flood risk as the morning goes on. All right, 5 hours from okay, so 5-hour drive from St. Louis to Eureka Springs. All right, you got it. And she says, thank you. Well, you're welcome. Anytime. Yeah, I'm here. I've been here since midnight, so might as well kill the time somehow. I haven't been doing live since midnight. I started this latest one about 5 a.m., so just kind of jump on. It's been pretty quiet overall. We did have a few tornado warnings last night, Friday night, through about midnight, and then those expired early on. We had even a tornado warning on the south side of Springfield. I don't think anything was confirmed out of that, but there was some rotation there for sure. So it prompted the tornado warning from the Weather Service. And good call. It was mixed in with a line. But the tornado risk right now, I would say near zero. Near zero. Very, very, very low. And it would only be located now across northern Arkansas. So even then, it's like Marshall to Mountain View, Clinton down to Little Rock. That's where the tornado risk remains. But it's very low, practically zero. Okay, can't say 0% entirely, but practically zero. Very, very low. All right, let's see what else we got. Not much. Okay, nothing in the comments right now. Got about 2 dozen. Okay, of you joining us here this morning. So thanks for being here. Saturday morning. Things pretty quiet. Let's jump back up to Springfield area. Let's talk about this. Okay, so you can see all these flood warnings in the area, especially on the north side of town from Buffalo to Bolivar, Willard, Fairgrove, Lockwood, Dadeville, over towards Mount Vernon, Halltown, even just to the northwest of there. You can see there's some flood warnings. Then also down towards Crane, to Nixa, to Aurora, Galena, Clever. You there in the panhandle of Christian County, down towards Stone County, and parts of Berry County, Monette, southward towards Cassville. You're going to find some flooding at times too. So what I might do here is I'm going to try to find the MoDOT traveler information map. They sometimes have some flooding hazards and alerts on there. All right, just caught my eye here. Still have that tornado warning going towards Carbondale, southern Illinois. All right, so that's exiting Missouri, going into Illinois. But if you have anybody you know in that area, what did I say it was? Chester? Okay, so it's south of Chester. This would be Kincaid into Carbondale, southern Illinois. All right, if you have any friends out there, check in on them. They got a tornado warning with that stout line of storms moving in on that side of the state line. All right, back here at home again. Okay, I'm going to leave the radar up. I'm going to check MoDOT's map. Oh, you know what? Let me check something here. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I need to share this to my my personal Facebook page. I started it on the main page. I need to share it to my personal page. And there you go. Okay, got that done. Okay, so you think Alton, Thayer are in the clear for the tornado risk for the rest of the morning? Yes. Yes, you are. Alton, Thayer, anywhere down there. Bakersfield, Viola, okay, northern Arkansas. Salem, Arkansas. Anywhere down in Oregon County, Howell County, what is that? Sharp County, Fulton County. You're going to be in the clear for any kind of tornadoes at this point in the morning. You can see it's kind of a cluster. It's a mix. It's strong thunderstorm. Yeah, sure, but it's not very organized. It doesn't have that kind of organizational structure you look for the tornado risk. Well, it's still very, very low, maybe down to Marshall, to Melbourne, Arkansas. I think we're past the tornado risk time. There is a tornado watch across north central Arkansas. So from Newton County to Izard and Stone counties. I think Marshall's included in that too. The tornado watch, which is not a warning. Okay, remember there's two separate things. Watch and a warning. Noted the difference. A watch is still in effect through, I want to say, 7 a.m., 7 or 8. But they may expire that early as this storm system really not looking all that impressive. Okay. You're welcome, Emily. Let's take a look at the MoDOT traveler map. Let me pull that up, because I do want to see what the flood risk is now. That's probably what we're going to be checking on for the rest of the morning. And we'll see how long I stay on here. I'm just kind of goofing off. There's nothing happening. So if you're here, great. If you've got other things to do this morning, feel free to leave here and go get stuff done. Otherwise, I'll just sit around and show some stuff. All right, let me get bearings here. Let's take web real quick. Oops. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. There we go. Flip this over. Turn that down. Good. So here's the MoDOT Traveler Information Map. Okay, this is a pretty good resource to have. We'll also look at the Arkansas travel map as well. They've got a similar one. So I'll take a look at that one coming up. So flooding, that's what we're looking for right there is, right there, try to highlight it. On the left, your legend. Closed roads because of flooding. And you can see there are a couple of them. Let's zoom in. Springfield, there are none. There's construction on I-44. Yeah, same old, same old. Otherwise, there might be pockets of flooding, but nothing being reported at this time in the Springfield Metro. There is some flooding, though, on U Highway from, so from Basher to Olathe. Okay, Midway. I think there was sounds familiar. I want to say there was a tornado in Midway not that long ago. Was it last spring? I don't know. That'd be south of Mansfield. So Highway U from Basher, Olathe, closed to flooding. I would bet it's because of Bryant Creek. Let's see what they say here. Route U is closed, both directions, north and south, because of flooding. Okay. Well, we're probably going to find a lot more of that. This road's closed because of construction. Culvert replacement, yeah. Okay. That's all we have right now in that's not true. Parts of Shannon County. All right, another road closed. Oh, man, this is real rural out here. Highway NN, Rocky Creek, in the kind of the part of Shannon County that jets out. Closed westbound because of flooding and eastbound because of flooding. Highway NN. I don't even know if there's anything out here. At least anything to reference township or city-wise. Probably a few neighborhoods, a few back roads, but there'll be a very few people impacted with that. All right, let's take a look at Arkansas. I'll just leave this up. All right, you guys just saw my horrible typing. I'll tell you what, here's something more exciting. Logo radar, I got to figure this out. But we're going to take a look at Arkansas map, because I know they have one too. Like I said before, I think we're getting away. iDrive Arkansas. iDrive, that's what it's called. iDrive. All right. See, look how friendly they are. Missouri's not as friendly. Let's take a look at this, okay? This is what I like about the Arkansas map. See, if you go to Missouri, it's like kind of selfish. You can't, there's nowhere else to go. Can't click on your neighboring states. They're not linked to them. You're like, hey, where's the Arkansas iDrive one? But you go to the Arkansas iDrive page. Look, they say, hey, if you live in Missouri, you can click on this, and we'll take you to their page. How nice. Awfully friendly. Missouri doesn't do that. Maybe we should. All right, so there's something popping up in Harrison, Arkansas. This is Boone County, of course, construction. Okay, so that's a construction closure. Let's take a look here. Flooded highways of blue X. Okay, do I see any blue X's anywhere? No, not immediately. That's for highways. So I imagine there's probably a lot of low water crossings and whatnot that are still going to be coming under flooding. As a man, look another look at radar. We can see more heavy rain moving in. They've already seen 1 to 2 inches of rain, with another 1 to 2 inches of rain on the way across north central Arkansas, northeast Arkansas, south central Missouri. All right, let's take a look at some power outages, because I know we have several of those from thunderstorms last night, early this morning. All right. Ooh. Open up a couple links here. Let's go to City Utilities first and see what their map shows, and then we'll take more of the overarching view using another website. Okay, it looks like this is not letting me move out. That's strange. Okay. All right, so for City Utilities, there are 14 customers without power. Not bad. All right. Let's go to Arkansas. 2,000 customers out without power. Newton County, 109. All right, not seeing anywhere else. Down here, again, where they have those tornadoes earlier and big storms right now. Southern Arkansas, Pike County, 400 and 442 power outages down there. Let's go back. Let's take a look at Missouri. Shannon County, 300. Okay, must have been quite the windstorm that went through Shannon County. Cooper County, 919. That's north of Tuscumbia in Morgan County. Shannon County. So from Eminence, again, had that flooded road across there as well. Let's take another look at that. Let's take a look at radar, see what we got. Okay, let's zoom on in. Here we go. All right, so Shannon County seeing some power outages. I would, if I had to guess, I'm going to go back to the basic one, get more of a timeline here. Let's see when that would have happened. I bet it was with that storm right there. That probably caused some power outages. Kind of a stout line. It was not severe, but probably had winds of 40 to 50. Go back further. Was there earlier storms, perhaps? Let's find out. There's 6 hours. So this goes back to 11:50 p.m. No, I think that was it right there. So you had almost 1,000 power outages across Shannon County. Happened around 4 a.m. All right. Let's go back even further, make sure I'm not missing anything. Going back 12 hours. No, that would be it. That's all there was. All right, so you folks in Shannon County that are without power, hopefully they can get that fixed for you pretty soon. The rain is ending, so the storm risk is winding down as the storm line continues to move southward and eastward, and we're wrapping things up on that front. All right, how can I do this? Let's see. Otherwise, just some heavy rain kind of lingers around. But that's it. Heavy rain. I think I'll stay on here until probably 6 a.m. And then I may jump off this stream. So if you got any questions, I'll be on here about another 10 minutes. Well, gosh, northern Arkansas, you still got it. You still got some strong thunderstorms. Not severe, but strong enough to where I may stay on just because. No tornadoes expected at this point. Let's see. I'm reading some messages from the Weather Service out of Little Rock. northern Arkansas is Little Rock's coverage area for the Weather Service. So I'm checking up, seeing what they're saying. Okay, they're focused on the storms in the south, of course, the ones that have had the tornado history. Northern part of the state, fairly quiet. They're not mentioning much there, which makes sense. Okay, we have a comment from about 5:30. From West Plains. A lot of cloud to ground lightning. Yeah, we did see quite a bit of that. That's true. These storms are lightning loaded. All right, loaded with rain, loaded with lightning as these storms come on through. And so lightning is still going to be probably one of the main risks with these storms, as well as the flood risk. Wind and hail, not really. Those are kind of secondary. All right, so things still going on down in southern Arkansas. Let's take a look. So up north, we got some thunderstorms. Down south, they're talking about this storm here. And it's got the purple, is it purple? Yeah. Purple box, which is a confirmed tornado. Now we're getting kind of out there. Let's turn on velocity. Yeah, I don't have that next one turned on. You can only have so many of the high-resolution radar sites turned on in our system. And so we, of course, have all the ones that are in our area. I think there's 6 that cover our viewing area for radar sites. And so when we look down outside of that 6 radar zone area, like we are in southern Arkansas, we don't have those radars turned on in our system for the fine detail because we don't cover that. That's not our viewing area. So we're using the Little Rock radar, and it's getting a little far away. But you can still make it out. Yeah, the purple box for the tornado warning in southern Arkansas. All right, there's Camden. This is Ruston, Arkansas. It is a confirmed tornado on the ground down there. That's going to go up towards Pine Bluff. Okay, so it's going to follow that track. Well, that's kind of curved, but it's going to follow that track towards Pine Bluff. Let's try that again. Something like, golly, this thing. Something like that. You get what I'm saying. But that's down in southern Arkansas. So if you have any friends or family down in southern Arkansas from Pine Bluff, Fortis, Leola, all right, Welland Springs, you get those thunderstorms moving your way. And up here up north, back in our viewing area, northern Arkansas, the heaviest of the rain still to come. You got that final wave now going through Jasper and Yellville in Marion County, down to Marshall in Searcy County, and then Jasper in Newton County. So still some heavy rain to go through. All right, I'm going to take one last look at any comments that are coming in. Okay, Sheila Burke says, good morning. Good morning. Okay, a question from Jason. Let's see here. Daughter has to travel early this morning. Thank you for the road closures this morning. You're welcome. Yeah, so most roads are okay, but if there's a road that crosses over a creek, might be some high water. Most roads are reportedly open, but there might be some intersections, those flood-prone areas, and there's a couple of them here in Springfield. If there's an area that floods often, it may be underwater this morning. Now, as the rain ends, as rain stops falling, the floodwaters will recede pretty quickly. So no concern about extended flooding. But while it's raining, flooding could become a problem. Right now, the biggest risk for that is going to be north central Arkansas and south central Missouri, from Gainesville to West Plains and Alton southward to Ash Flat, Melbourne, Mountain View, Marshall, Mountain Home, Yellville, Harrison, and Jasper. All right, so still mentioning things down in southern Arkansas in the chat. Looks like things there. Okay, so the Weather Service out of Little Rock for the tornado in southern Arkansas, right? So down by Camden, Arkansas. This is a couple hundred miles south of our viewing area. Okay, so it's not here, nowhere close here, but southern Arkansas. This is south of Little Rock, all right? So way down there, close to Louisiana. Tornadic debris signature. So they've found debris, so it's a confirmed tornado on the ground in southern Arkansas. Northern Arkansas, rain and thunderstorms, nothing wild, nothing wacky. We're doing good. All right. Good morning, Tammy. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Kind of a 6 a.m. roundup for us. Things are quiet. Things are pretty quiet this morning, aside from thunder and lightning, which there is quite a bit of that. But boy, back here in Springfield, if you're waking up and you're in Springfield, you're thinking, hey, what's this rain and storms? We woke up from thunder last night. How are things looking this morning? Well, it's pretty quiet, really. Just some light rain showers at times, but that'll come to an end pretty quickly. I'll draw a line on here so you can kind of see the rain ending. There's the line right there. Okay, so rain is over in Bolivar, Stockton, Lockwood, Lamar, Nevada. All right. Your rain is done. You're still cloudy, still a little cool, sure, in the 40s and 50s this morning. But the rain is coming to an end, and that rain will continue to end over the next 30 minutes to an hour in Springfield. So very light rain now in Springfield. A gloomy start to your Saturday. Cloudy, a little cold, obviously damp, but the rain is winding down. Marshfield, Phillipsburg, Lebanon, St. Robert, Fort Wood, anywhere in between from Nixa to Ozark, down southwest to Galena, Clever, Aurora, Monette, Republic, Mount Vernon even. Rain will end in the next hour. Okay, so rain is coming to an end. Still going to be a mostly cloudy day, though, for us on our Saturday. The heaviest of the rain this morning is down to the south of Highway 160 from Gainesville to Theodosia to West Plains to Bakersfield to Thayer, okay, Lanton, Pomona, Alton, Mountain View, Winona, Thomasville, Wilderness, Missouri, northern Oregon County, and areas south of there into northern Arkansas, Salem, Viola, Henderson, Mountain Home, Gassville, Flippin, Yaleville, okay, Peel, Oakland, whoops, wrong one, Norfolk, okay, Western Grove, Valley Springs, Bellefonte, Piatt, Harrison, Bergman, Lead Hill, Bergman, I think. If I remember correctly, I think it was spring of 2024, so 2 springs ago, there was a fairly large tornado. I want to say EF3 near Bergman 2 years ago. I want to say it was March. Could have been early April. It was either late March or early April of 2024. Bergman. Remember that one. Yaleville, Flippin, Peel, Oakland. You're going to find some heavy rain and thunderstorms this morning. And if we turn on the lightning, quite a bit of that too. In fact, the most, I'm trying to find where the most lightning is. South of West Plains. Okay, so South Fork, Lanton, Moody, over towards Brandsville, Koshkonong. Always a fun one to say. You're going to find some thunder and lightning and heavy rain as that cell moves in. Into Baxter County from Mountain Home to Henderson down Highway 412. You're going to find some locally heavy rain and some lightning mixed in there. And further down Highway 412, down to Cotter, near the White River, from Hand Valley to Old Buffalo, and Rush and Yellville, finding another stronger cell. South of Highway 412, south of Highway 62. There in parts of Baxter, getting into Baxter County, coming out of Marion County. Yellville, quite a lot of rain for you there, and some more lightning and thunder moving through. I'm going to try on a hail real quick as well. Okay, so small hail. Gray is typically like pea-sized, maybe dime-sized, but that's probably a stretch. Pea-sized, if anything, is probably what we're dealing with. I don't see anything else, though. Nothing of concern anywhere. That's good. rainfall. I wonder if we have rainfall rates on here. Let me check. I think we do. Zoom out. Just an overarching. Get out of there. Overarching look of where the rain was. Again, flooding is now going to be transitioning to our main source of headaches this morning. As we move away from the severe weather risk, I think we're done with the severe weather risk. We're going to find the risk for flooding as the morning goes on. Okay, I'm kind of bouncing around here. There's not much else going on. I'll probably bounce off. It's 6 o'clock in the morning now, Saturday, a.m. No severe weather risk. Thunderstorms are fairly few and far between, located mostly across north central Arkansas. The thunderstorm risk is low, even in those areas. But Mountain Home to Marshall, okay, to Searcy, Arkansas, to Melbourne, to Salem, Viola, Ash Flat, Cave City. You're going to find some heavy rain and thunderstorms this morning, but the severe risk is starting to wind down. So I'm going to slowly start to land the plane here on this Saturday morning update, and then we'll log off, and I think that's it. I might call it a day for myself. Soon from here. All right. I do want to figure this out. We got all these. What's going on? Oh, okay. I don't want to do that. I got a chat box here. I want to try to show the chat. This is going to be a trial and error segment right now. Text, toggle, C. User actions, no. All right. I wonder if it's something up here. Why are they all green? Is there a way I can deselect them? Ah. There's a way I can deselect. I don't want to show that, though. All right, what did that do? I'll figure it out. All right, so you can probably tell that there's not much going on, which is why I'm not really saying anything. It's pretty quiet. We're just looking at rainfall right now. And we are winding down the morning. One final look at radar. All right. Heavy rain and a few non-severe thunderstorms continue this morning. Not seeing anything of concern right now. Some heavy rain and some thunder and lightning, quite a bit of lightning, really, across Baxter County, moving into Fulton County, heading down Highway 412 between Mountain Home and Salem. Viola, you're going to find some heavy rain, some loud lightning and thunder, a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning with these storms. We've got a lightning counter. I'm going to turn that on real quick to show how much lightning there really is. There's a lot. There's a lot of it. So, boy. In this view, 450 lightning strikes in the past 10 minutes. That's a lot. That is a lot. And you can see it's mostly concentrated south of Marshall, around Yellville, up to Mountain Home, All right, and then also concentrated all across Howell County, the West Plains. All right, South Fork, Bakersfield. Seeing a lot of thunder and lightning there. Also over towards Ash Flat, a little concentration of lightning showing up there as well. A lot of lightning. That's a lot. So it's a noisy morning for these folks down here across north central Arkansas, south central Missouri. All right, so there you have it. One more quick little view. Southern Arkansas, we have that tornado warning right there. That's well south. That's going to track up towards Pine Bluff and kind of south of Little Rock. That'll clear us nowhere close to the Ozarks. A severe storm now here, maybe 60, 70 miles west of Little Rock. Severe storm in the yellow, flood warning in the green. As we move north up back into northern Arkansas, thunderstorms. Not severe, but thunder, lightning, and heavy rain here. Okay, from Jasper to Marshall to Mountain Home, Yellville, all right, to Salem, to West Plains. Heavy rain and thunderstorms. Nothing severe. At this point, not expecting anything to become severe. All right, that's how the morning is right now. So if you live in West Plains, live in Mountain Home, Melbourne, Arkansas, live in Mountain View, Arkansas, to Marshall, Arkansas, Ash Flat, Cave City, I guess it's down here. You're still in the line of fire for heavy rain and a flooding potential for the rest of Saturday morning. The rest of us, rain is slowly ending. Here's a look at Futurecast, and then I'll hop off. Finally. So rain and storms continue to exit to the south and east. So right now, I think this data is a little slow. I think rain is already ending in Springfield. This data says it's going to happen at 8:30. It's happening now. As we advance forward a little bit, I think that we're dry. By 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock this morning, the rain is moving eastward. Maybe some showers still from West Plains to Melbourne, Arkansas, but overall, I think by 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, we are drying out. We're going to stay cloudy today, though, and there might be some drizzle possible in northern Arkansas through about noon today. But then as we go through the afternoon, we're going to find mostly cloudy skies and cooler weather. Today's not going to be warm, all right? It's not until tonight that the sky is clear and this will be sunny and in the 70s for tomorrow. For today, 56 degrees and mostly cloudy here in Springfield. All right. One final round, checking with our folks at the Weather Service, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I am not. Things are quieting down. All right. So, any questions? If you're watching, you have a comment you'd like to make, throw it onto the Facebook comment page. I'll leave that up for a little bit longer, but if not, I'm going to log off in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Again, nothing severe happening at the moment. Not here. I think we're in the clear. Nope, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is it down by Clinton? Oh, what do you know? We have one severe thunderstorm warning now moving into parts of northern Arkansas. This is south of Marshall by quite a ways. You can kind of see a little bowing segment there. This is to the west of Clinton. There's Hector, Arkansas. This is just south of our viewing area. Witts Spring, Flag. Point some of these places out. Dang it. Two of them. All right, so Flag, Arkansas, Clinton, Arkansas, Witts Spring. There's Deer, all right. And there's Dover and Hector, Arkansas. One severe storm now. All right, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds is what we're dealing with this storm. So low end, severe thunderstorm right now, portions of northern Arkansas. All right, nothing too much more intense. That's where the excuse me, heavy lightning, heavy rain. And I want to take a look at the velocity data just to make sure there's nothing more than that worth mentioning. Not really. There's a little bit of rotation with it, but we're pretty far away from the radar. So what I'm looking at is right here, kind of that cup link. It's not that vibrant. It's not that bright. Okay, so the wind dynamics are pretty weak in this zone. Okay, this would be near Hector, Arkansas, moving that way towards Clinton, eventually going into southern, I guess that'd be Stone County? Southern Stone County? Yeah, it's a Squilly Road, Highway 9. Southern Stone County in Arkansas. All right. But nothing much. We're just looking at, some weak rotation, 4,000 feet above the ground. So pretty high. Well, like 3,000 feet because we're using Little Rock radar. Yeah. So 3,000 feet above the ground, some weak rotation. So you're going to find some winds, 50, maybe 60 miles an hour. The warning also indicates quarter-sized hail. Let's turn on our hail size detector. Not seeing that here, but this can sometimes underplay it. Excuse me. Not looking like much. Some more pea-sized hail. This is probably all just pea-sized. All right, so real tiny. South of Mountain Home. Nothing crazy, though. That'd be near Gassville, I bet. Yeah, there it is, south of Gassville. A little bit of hail there and that little white-gray blob. Same thing down here. Looks like Marshall might be some pea-sized hail. All right. Leslie to Marshall, not a big deal. Again, north of Hector. What is that, Polk County, Arkansas? Or is that Pottawatomie? That's not Pottawatomie. Montgomery County, Polk County, and Scott counties. Well, all right. There's your Boeing segment. There's your lightning. Hate to stay on here. Otherwise, heavy rain, thunderstorms continue. Nothing is severe for the time being in our area, except for that one storm right there out of Hector going towards Clinton. This right here. See that Boeing segment there? That's where we're going to find some winds, maybe 50 to 60 miles an hour. The severe weather risk, though, is overall pretty low. It's a low-end storm. But some thunder and lightning, some wind, maybe some small hail suggested in that storm as well. This little cell here, too, near Marshall, that's starting to get a little stronger, too. Anytime you see lightning increase, if your lightning strikes start to increase, that's a sign that your storm is getting a little stronger, right? So frequent lightning in and around Marshall, and that'll keep traveling northeastward into northern Stone County, southern Baxter County. All right, for that little cell right there. Otherwise, this storm started to break apart a little bit, losing that defined edge. It's getting a little more messy now, which is good. It's a weakening trend, right? These are pulsing thunderstorms. At least the severe criteria has been kind of pulsing back and forth. All right. We'll keep one. I'll keep this up, right? So I think in Missouri, our storm risk is over with. Alton, you're going to see more heavy rain, more thunder and lightning, but that's kind of your final round going through. Salem, Viola, Arkansas. You got kind of a storm coming through there. Not severe, but a strong storm nonetheless. Moving through parts of Fulton County. And then back in Mountain Home, heavy rain and storms, especially near and south of Highway, what is that, 62? And Highway 412 from Yellville to Mountain Home to Viola. Otherwise, heavy rain, lightning and thunder, maybe some gusty winds occasionally. Nothing too crazy. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave the stream up, I think, just because we do have that one severe storm warning south of Marshall in Clinton. I'm going to take a quick break, though. I'll back off. I'm going to take this radar full. And I'll come back maybe 5-10 minutes and wrap us up. We'll see how things are doing then. All right, we're back. Took a little break there. Got a refill. Ready to go. So what we're looking at is a line of thunderstorms now, getting a little stronger than it was, a bit more intense across northern Arkansas. All right, there was one severe storm warning right now. Just make sure that's accurate. Yeah, and we're mostly focused on northern Arkansas right now. Okay, so we're looking at southern Missouri, West Plains to Alton, but that's really it in Missouri now. And we're south of there. Going to find some rain and heavy thunderstorms. A lot of lightning with that, too. Like we mentioned before I took the break there, was that oftentimes when you see lightning increase in a thunderstorm, we have increasing lightning counts. That just means that the storm is strengthening. It's getting stronger. And so I'm going to do this lightning counter again. Earlier, we were about right here. We had 450 lightning strikes in 10 minutes. Now we have close to 500 lightning strikes in 10 minutes. So we've seen an increase in our lightning, and we've got more storms moving in, but storms are starting to get a little stronger. Still not severe. I'm still not jumping up and down about it, but if you're waking up or looking outside and you see, boy, these clouds don't look too friendly, well, it is a thunderstorm coming into the area. Okay, now we are watching this area here. I'm going to zoom in. I'll put my pointer on here in a minute, too. East of Clinton, west of Clinton. It's too early. Right here. That line. It's kind of a stout line. It's really kind of firmed up in the last few scans. So this is south of our viewing area, but there's Marshall. All right. Clinton. There's Mountain View, Arkansas. All right. Stone County. And this storm is coming towards Mountain View eventually. Not now, but eventually. But there it is. That little line right there, that very well-defined line, is what we're paying attention to. I'm going to turn on the velocity mode and take a look at any kind of wind. See what you might have there. Not much. 50 to 60 miles an hour, maybe, at most, in this line here. The color scale, by the way, on these radars, if you're ever interested, if you've always kind of wondered, well, what are the reds and the pinks, and what are the greens and the blues, that kind of thing. The red is wind direction away from the radar. In this case, we're looking from the Little Rock, Arkansas radar. The red is away from the radar. Green is towards the radar. All right? There's a little lesson for you in the morning. And so when you have those two colors that meet, sometimes indicates there could be obviously a wind shift. And if they're really close, like little tiny red and green dots touching each other, that often indicates where there's rotation. And so that's how we identify where there's rotation, where you have those opposing colors with wind direction away from the radar and towards the radar, right next to each other. We use that when we look at the velocity scale. So there you go. Colors of the radar mean which direction the wind is going on the velocity measurement. That's south of Archer Valley. Mountain View, Marshall. Next scan coming in. Not a lot of movement. Didn't see much of anything improve there. So that's good. Still just a thunderstorm. All right. So heavy rain and thunderstorms now. And again, this line has gotten a little stronger. It's not severe for anybody here from Stone County, Izard County, Fulton County, and Sharp County in Arkansas. But you know what? You got heavy rain now in Cave City to Ash Flat to Salem. More rain on the way. So what we're going to see is transition more into a flood risk, right? So if you look around here, the green indicates 1 inch of rain. Okay, so pockets of 1 inch, with another 1 to 2 inches of rain possible before all said and done. So flooding might become a problem this morning on your roads in northeastern Arkansas early this morning. I'm going to fix this screen behind me. All right, that's up. Okay, any comments coming in? Let's take a look. No. Good morning. And things are pretty quiet. There's not a lot of people that live down here, so obviously the big market for us is Springfield, and there's nothing happening in Springfield. Things are quiet, right? So we've lost a lot of the audience there because, get down to Ash Flats, Salem, and these places. People live there, but there might just be probably less than 10,000 people in all 4 or 5 of those counties. Okay, so Mountain View to Marshall to Melbourne, over to Ash Flat to Salem, anywhere in between. We're looking at the thunderstorm risk for heavy rain, lightning, small hail at times too. And again, we have that one severe storm warning now, parts of southern Searcy County. All right, south of Marshall, with rain and storms coming into Clinton. And zooming on in, see, it's less organized now. So it was a little stronger line. Let me go back a little bit. So right there, see how defined that is? This is what we're talking about. It's defined, right? It's smooth, it's sharp. You're like, wow, that is a thunderstorm line right there. That's the front of the storm right there, the front of the edge. And so it's sharp like that with strong winds coming out of it, stronger winds when you see a line feature like that on radar. As we advance forward, though, next 2 scans, it becomes a little less sharp, right? A little more jagged, not as organized. It's still a fairly stout storm for sure. But also notice this, the lightning has come down in that storm. Not as much lightning, so it all goes back to, hey, where is this storm trending? Well, if you have lower lightning counts, storm's weakening. So I don't think they'll extend that thunderstorm warning. They might, but it's not trending that way. All right, Salem, Arkansas, heavy rain coming your way. I don't think we have any cameras down there. God, I'd love to get some cameras on that side of things. Arkansas might have some state cameras down. Let's check those out. All right, let's see. Here we go. Cameras. Oh, perfect. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, let's take this. I'm going to take Webb. Okay, and they did extend that thunderstorm warning into Clinton, Missouri. Not Clinton, Missouri. Clinton, Arkansas. And then south of Mountain View, that'd be parts of Stone County. Starting to come in a little bit. Okay, I found a camera down in northern Arkansas. This is down in, it's Fulton County. Oh, Norfolk Lake. Okay, this is overlooking the lake. All right, this is Henderson. Henderson, Arkansas. Let's see here. There it is. Here we go. There you have it. Heavy rain. Little wind, too. You can see the wind kind of blowing the rain around over the bridge of Norfolk Lake. This is outside Henderson, Arkansas. Just to the east of Mountain Home. All right, this will be Fulton County. It'll be Fulton County. It might even be, might be far. It'll be Fulton County. Right on the county line, I guess, between Baxter County and Fulton County. But Norfolk Lake, the bridge there. Good looking view. This is the bridge on 412 highway. All right. And I don't know what direction this would be looking. Does not say that. But heavy rain and storms continue. See what else they got. It's kind of cool. I'm going to jump around a little bit on these cameras. Let's mess around. There's one. There's another camera up here. Mammoth Springs. Okay, this is down by, is that Thayer? Yeah, south of Thayer. All right, temporarily unavailable. Move on to something else. Around the Mountain Home area, they got several cameras. All right. Man, check out the thunder and lightning here. From the city of Mountain Home, Arkansas. Thank you for having these be publicly accessible. Oh, I just went out of there. Okay. There's that. Okay, Mountain Home, Arkansas. A bad looking view. Another camera here. Is that the same one? Yeah, same one. Also in Mountain Home. Oh, these are all kind of similar. Okay, looking at the streets specifically. Don't see any flooding. It looks like the rain is kind of let up on this camera. This is Mountain Home near downtown, kind of near the central part of the city for that camera. So rain's starting to end. You can kind of make it on a radar too. The heavier rain is starting to exit. Let's look around elsewhere. Let's go down south. There's got the storm coming into Clinton area. Any cameras in Clinton? Yes, there is. Okay, so here's Clinton, Arkansas. All right. Starting to get some rain to move in, but the heavy rain has not moved in yet with that thunderstorm. All right. There we go. There you go. That's a live view from Clinton, Arkansas. With a severe thunderstorm trying to move in now. Is Branson in the clear? Erica? Yes. Yes, it is. Branson is in the clear. If we go back and look at Branson, we're done. Springfield, you're done. Springfield's quiet. Branson's quiet. Harrison, Arkansas. Rain, sure, but thunderstorms? No. No way. You're done. Mountain Grove, Missouri? No. Done. Lebanon, Rolla, Lake Ozark, Warsaw, Stockton, in the clear. The only place we're focusing on now is down south into north central Arkansas, really northeast Arkansas now. From Salem to Melbourne, one severe thunderstorm that has showed signs of weakening in the latest scan. That's going to be going towards the Mountain View, Arkansas zone, okay? And that'll eventually go towards Melbourne, Batesville, all right? This is all down northeast Arkansas, Stone, Izard, Sharp counties, and even Fulton County. Those are kind of the ones we're focusing on now, as that's kind of the final push of the thunderstorm activity in the area. And I'm contemplating how long I want to stay on here because most of us are fine. The severe weather risk is not that big of a deal right now either. Springfield, like I said, we're done. But even our viewers in northern Arkansas, things starting to wind down, and it's not all that intense, right? I mean, it's a thunderstorm, yeah, but in terms of severe weather, in terms of damaging thunderstorms, not much going on, right? Some thunder and lightning, some heavy rain, flooding might become a concern in some of these areas. But really, we're just looking at northern Arkansas now, and that's it. Everywhere else is practically in the clear. Melbourne, Salem, little by little, moving your way on these thunderstorms, all right? So if I zoom out, take a look at the big picture. Let's actually switch it over to this radar, get a composite view of everything going on. There you go, right? Zoom one more. There we go. Got the population on there. Stuff's starting to clear. We're really just watching from Alton, Missouri. So from here, Alton, Missouri, down to Salem, Viola, Melbourne, Mountain View, Marshall, Clinton. Okay, that's where we're watching. That line there. Once that passes, we're done. We're practically done now, frankly, but we still have some strong storms moving through northern Arkansas. All right, so we're going to stay on. I guess I'll stay on until those have kind of cleared the area this morning. That's the blessing of having all these streaming platforms available. You can just jump on and oh, I see. Just jump on and you're good to go, right? That's it. A blessing for me, maybe a curse for you if you don't want me to talk so much. But it's also a blessing because you can just leave if you don't want to listen. Because right now there's not much going on, right? Especially in Springfield. Springfield viewers, we're fine. We're done, right? It's going to be a cloudy, gloomy day today. Very damp. A little cooler, too, in the 50s for the afternoon hours today. But the sky's staying mostly cloudy. And the storm risk this morning is coming to an end. I'll probably stay on here till about 7 o'clock this morning. And then I'll shut this down, depending on how the radar looks at that time. But right now I'm thinking that, I'll probably shut things down by 7 o'clock or so. All right, so let's get a big view, right? Let's keep looking around. Let's zoom way out and see what we're dealing with, and turn on the severe storm watches and warnings. So we have one severe thunderstorm warning now in this entire line, and it's in northern Arkansas. It's right here. That's it, right there, by Clinton. Right? And even then, it's a low-end severe storm. Really not that much. The rest of that line looks pretty quiet. Flooding, heavy rain, all the way up into parts of Indiana with this storm system. Through Illinois, through the Boot Heel, southeastern Missouri, north-central, northeastern Arkansas, down to Texarkana, through southeast Oklahoma, to Dallas, to San Angelo, down towards Midland and Odessa. I think so. Yeah, it's down there. Long line of storms, sure. Severe threat is going away. All right, let's, just for fun, I like doing this. Measure it out. So from about Indianapolis all the way down to San Angelo, about 1,000 miles. About 1,000 miles. See if we can get there. Oh, there we go. 1,000 miles. About 1,000 miles of stormy weather from Indiana all the way down to southwestern Texas. Not bad. And out of that entire line, there's just one severe thunderstorm warning, and that is in Clinton, Arkansas. And that's it. All right, something else worth turning on. See how long this takes. We're going to turn it on anyway. Let's look at the temperatures, right? Because there's a cold front moving through, and temperatures are going to be worth talking about because it's going to be a little chillier today. Yeah, the 70s and 80s, the spring-like feel we had all last week. Not today. It's going to be a little cool. It's going to be a little cool. There you go. There's your temperature divide. 56 in Springfield right now. 67 in Poplar Bluff. 57 in Fayetteville, right? Meanwhile, it's 71 in Little Rock. So Little Rock, where they're in the 70s, still has a risk of maybe some strong to severe thunderstorms, all right? Elsewhere, yeah, we're in the 30s and 40s. Back into Kansas, we haven't seen that in a while, and Oklahoma. But, severe weather, you're done. You're in the cold front now, right? Springfield, we're done. Cold front knocking on our door. 44 in Tulsa, 39 in Oklahoma City right now. 35, it doesn't look like Wichita. That'd be west of Wichita. Dodge City, maybe? I don't think so, but 35 somewhere in south central Kansas. Pratt, perhaps. 34 degrees up in, that'd be Topeka? No, Manhattan, Kansas. 37 degrees in Kansas City, so much, much colder behind this cold front, right? If you zoom in, I want to say it gives more, but maybe not. No. All right. But there you go. Your cold front now is running through kind of the I-44 corridor through eastern Oklahoma down south. All right. So, again, 71 in Little Rock, 57 in Fayetteville. And then 40s and 30s back into Oklahoma and Kansas. All right, let's jump back to radar real quick. All right, let's see here. Okay, Frank Johnson here in Springfield says it's 61 degrees on his home weather station. Okay, I believe it. Probably true. Okay. Okay, Frank Johnson's grandfather was from Thayer, he says. We were talking about Thayer earlier on, and he's someone who knows Thayer pretty well. I was down in Thayer last spring. I think it was March 14th, 2025. Had some thunderstorms come through then. That was a big day. And there were some tornadoes that occurred down in southeastern Missouri, not in Thayer exactly, but nearby. And we were down there chasing them, me and one of our photographers, Eric Reedus. We were in the storm tracker, and we were chasing some of the storms down there. Had a tornado warning on it. I think we were near... Where were we? I think that was Highway 412 in Arkansas from Viola. No. We went there later on. We were in, between Thayer and Bakersfield. And it's a pretty area. It's a different environment, though. I did not expect to see pine trees down there. Here in the Springfield area, we don't really have pine trees. But down there, they had pine trees mixed in with all the, the rocks and the soil. It was all kind of rocky. It reminded me more of Colorado and less like Arkansas. I don't know. It just caught me off guard driving around down there, seeing some of the pine trees. Not cedar trees. It was a mix of pines and oak trees. It was different. I kind of liked it. Pretty area down there. Thayer, Mammoth Springs, Viola, Ash Flat, all you areas down there. You kind of know what I'm talking about. A little different. I don't know what you call that. Not geology. I don't know. Treescapes. Different landscapes. All right, I'm going to log off in 10 minutes. Because there's not much going on. Heavy thunderstorms. We'll see if they continue that one. If they continue the severe thunderstorm warning into Mountain View, Arkansas, then I'll stay right here. But if that does not happen in the next 10, 15 minutes, then I'll probably just jump off because there's really not much going on. And most people are recognizing that because we have 7 people watching. Thank you for those of you who are watching. But I'm just going to be honest, this is really not a necessity for me to be doing this right now. But I'm here, so may as well. Okay, Shannon says she loves our broadcasts. Thanks for always having the most up-to-date info. You are very welcome. It was an all-hands-on-deck event. People were here. They stayed. And my gosh, it was Jamie Warner, Matt Hefner, the rest of the weather team, and Mike Landis. They were here until, I think it was either 2 o'clock or 2:30 in the morning. So they left. And that was after they got here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So they were pulling 12, 13 hours on their shifts. That was Jamie Warner, Matt Hefner, and Mike Landis. I got in at midnight. Kind of finished up last night's coverage with them. And then since about midnight or 1 a.m., things have been fairly quiet, kind of casual, right? Not much going on. Rain and thunderstorms transitioning into more of a flood hazard, especially now across northern Arkansas. But we're still sticking with it, going on, 7 hours now. Yeah, it'll be 7 hours at 7 o'clock. Franklin, it is beautiful down there. Yeah, I really thought so too. Okay, a little information here from him. He says south of Mammoth Springs, there's a creek and a small river. Okay. And a railroad that runs along part of the highway. That sounds nice. That's an area, there was some really heavy rain and thunderstorms going by Alley Spring. Okay, that's in Shannon County. That is an area I've always really wanted to go to. I'm doing it. I have made the decision. I'm going there this spring. I'm going to Alley Spring at some point. I'm going to take a weekend and just drive out there because I want to see it. It's the red it's the Red Watermill. If you know what I'm talking about, it's like there's a spring there. It's a pretty big spring too. Not big spring itself, but alley spring. There's an old mill out there. Now, this is over by Eminence. And gosh, it's like the perfect calendar picture you can think of. That is a place I want to go check out. And I also want to go check out Whitaker Point or Hawksbill Crag, whatever they kind of name changed it there for a little bit. But that's in northern Arkansas. I'd love to go there too and check that out. If you think of Arkansas, you see a rock jutting out over a bunch of mountains, the Boston Mountains in northern Arkansas. That's what that is. Another great picturesque kind of place that I've never been to that it's on my bucket list. I'm going soon. Love to check those places out sometime this spring. Joyce, no problem at all. That's what we do around here. We stay. Oh, is this how you do it? Okay, I'm still trying to figure out. Oh, wait a minute. Show the message in queue. How does that work? Oh, no. It's not that. All right. If you're just watching, I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. Back to it. Trying to figure out our chat. We have these comments, and I can see them. They're in our system. And you guys are leaving comments. And since there's only 9 people watching right now, it's a good time for me to be doing some kind of test runs, kind of test the equipment that we have on an event like this. I'm trying to figure out how in the world I can get these comments to show up. I see them. They're right here on the right side of my screen. And there's a way I can put them on the video so you can see those actively, but I can't seem to get it. Okay, I see what's going on here. I don't want notifications. Copy text, text to speech, toggle pin, toggle queue. No, that's not it. I don't think that's right. User history, user actions. Nope. Delete message, no. I'm going to do that. All right. Trial and error. I'll have to figure it out later. Thanks. I just got a text. One of my friends in Topeka, Kansas, tuning in. He's one of the 9 loyal followers. All right, like I said, we're coming about 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock. And I said at 7 o'clock, if nothing else happened, I'll be jumping off. So I'm going to be jumping off here probably about the next 5 minutes. I'd really like to figure this out, though. What's that? Oh, I see. That's interesting. Huh. Oh, it's a mix. All right, what do we got here? Special weather statement. All right, so what we're basically seeing here, I'm jumping off. I am jumping off. I'll do a quick little recap here, and then I am done. I think we're all done, too. As we look at the thunderstorms, what we're seeing now is just some thunderstorms, run-of-the-mill, garden variety stuff, moving into Ash Flats, Salem to Melbourne to Mountain View, Arkansas. One severe storm now south of Stone County, getting into Clinton, Arkansas, just passing Clinton, Arkansas, actually, heading off towards Mountain View, Arkansas, and Marcella, off towards Batesville and Huff. All right. That's it. And those storms really aren't that bad. Maybe 50-mile-an-hour winds. Maybe. It's a severe warned storm right now. I don't expect that'll continue. That warning does expire. Let's go back and see when it expires. Okay, so... Oh. I think they've actually canceled that one. They canceled the back part of it. All right, so this one goes until, gosh, remains in effect. Okay, great. Pain trying to find this stuff. My gosh. The severe thunderstorm warning is probably going to be expired coming up at 8 o'clock. All right, it's not going to last till 8 o'clock. Oh, that's a tornado watch. So, yeah, there is a tornado watch across northern Arkansas still, but the risk at this point is very, very low. Very, very low. Huh. Yeah, so we're winding stuff down. Give me 3 minutes and I'll land this plane and I'll call it a day. I think we're just about done. Okay, to you folks in the comment section, wicked storms here in Rolla overnight. That comes from Laura. Yeah, Rolla did have some pretty big storms last night. I'll admit that. It was a lot of thunder and lightning, as you folks in northern Arkansas are dealing with now. But otherwise, not much going on. I mean, it's, outside of northeastern Arkansas, there's not much going on. Things are quiet. Some rain showers continue with some flood warnings still popping up here and there across areas near and south of I-44. Mountain Grove to Houston to Salem to Eminence to West Plains and Alton down towards Gainesville, Theodosia, Ava, into parts of Harrison, Arkansas, to Yellville, Jasper, Marshall, Pettigrew, over towards Huntsville and Fayetteville. All the villes of northwest Arkansas, you're seeing some rain showers, but the big storms are gone. They're done with. One severe storm warning now across north central Arkansas near Clinton. I do not expect that to be extended. It might. They may extend it, but they may not. Okay, it's still kind of a stronger part of the storm, but the severe thresholds are pretty limited. Maybe some winds 40 to 50. So borderline 60, which is a severe thunderstorm criteria. It'd be questionable if they're that high or not. Otherwise, things are pretty quiet. We're winding stuff down, and from here on out, for the rest of the day, things are going to be on the quieter side. A gloomy day, a cooler day in the 50s, and mostly cloudy skies with rain ending this morning south and east of I-44. We're practically dry now in Springfield. Maybe some sprinkles to drizzle, but we're starting to end the rain as we speak. All right, so I'm meteorologist Tom Schmidt. I'm going to go ahead and jump off. Thank you for those of you who joined in and watched this overnight into this morning. Not a bad little video to do. Again, nothing too crazy, nothing too severe. And the thunderstorm event from yesterday, all the hype, the commotion about it, it's done. We are over with. Nothing left. A few heavy rain thunderstorms down across north central Arkansas, but not necessarily worth me staying on much longer, as just rain and storms, and we don't have much else going on there. So enjoy your Saturday. It's going to be kind of a gloomy or cooler day today. Sunday and Monday look like pretty nice days. So if you can enjoy today, because it's going to be wet, soggy, cloudy, and cool in the 50s. Sunday, we're back up to the 70s, and we are in the 70s. So it'll be nice. Plenty of sunshine, too, from Monday expected. Happy Saturday, everybody. Have a good one. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and have a good work week next week. More thunderstorms on Tuesday. Got to mention that before I go. See y'all.